I'm ready.
Yeah. Hi guys, thank you for joining us. Shubhendu here from Skilenza. We have Dilip from Grey Atom, and it's kind of him to join us today and discuss about how you guys can start a career in data science. And I guess all of us know that it's one of the very interesting career choices that one can take. But obviously, like any good thing in life, it has its own path, right? There is a path to learn data science. There is a path to master data science, right? And Dilip has been an expert mentor with Grey Atom, and he has helped a lot of people to launch their data science careers. And he has been kind enough to join us and give you an idea on how do you kickstart your data science career and what things you have to do in order to get there, and what could be the interesting things that you will encounter while you are doing it, right? Before we start the presentation, Dilip, I would love to have a little background on you from your in your own words, and I'll just give a little presentation on Skilenza, and then we'll start the show. After you.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. So, hi guys. So, before I start off, I see two highs there. Everybody online, say hi on the chat so that I know that everybody's awake, everybody's kicking, everybody's alive. Right? So, okay, Aditya is saying hello. So, everybody else, I want a hello, hi on the chat, please. Okay, so just a wake up call, wake up routine I do, everybody. So it's a very good cognitive generator. If you are thinking of something else, now you are tuned to what is going to happen for the next 60 minutes. Okay, anyways, so yeah, so hi guys, my name is Dilip. So to talk about myself, I come from a mathematics background, so I don't actually come from the computer science background, or I didn't take the path directly to data science like most people do. I have taken a off-beaten path. I have done my BSc, MSc mathematics, then MTech in computer science. I'm in the last stages of my PhD in computer science, while working with Grey Atom to mentor data science aspirants to help them cross the threshold to their new job. Okay, so that is a bit about myself, and my interests are I'm interested in data product strategy. My core area of research has been natural language processing, but nowadays I'm reading a lot about intersection of data, product, and strategy. And hi everybody. So I see a good stream of chats, and that's a good energy that we have here. Keep maintaining that energy. This is going to be heavily interactive. I'm going to pose questions to you guys. Be alert on the keyboard. You will drive the session along with me. It is going to be a joint learning exercise. Over to you, Subhendu.
Thank you, Dilip. I'll just not take a lot of time. I'll quickly introduce what we do as a company. I guess some of our users are here today, but for everybody's, you can say, revision, I'll just quickly go through a few slides. So guys, thank you for joining us. And amazing to know, Dilip, that you are an academician. So that I think it just got started the way you started the session, right? I can understand the energy you are going to bring in. So guys, if you know about Skilenza, to reiterate, we are a data-driven skill acceleration platform. So what we do is we help you to become better at your career by helping you to get connected to companies, getting connected to the right content, right courses, helping you to get connected to mentors, and help you to become a better professional so that you can grow in your career, right? And that's why we call ourselves as a skill acceleration platform. There are two things you can do on a platform. Very simple. You can solve challenges. There are a lot of companies who are hiring on a platform, be it full-time employees, be it interns. But in order to solve it, and you can also learn from right, who's with us today. So these are two things you can do on Skilenza, very plain and simple. And we take in pride calling ourselves as a full stack platform, which can not only help you to assess your skills, but also help you to learn and benchmark yourself with others, right? With today's webinar, we are actually launching our learning initiative. A lot of people would know that we have been there in the industry for the hackathons. We are popular and well known for our hackathons, but As of today, we are launching our learning initiative named as Skilldojo. In fact, it's a very interesting play on our name. Skill, obviously, we all know about it, but dojo means a training room in Japanese. So this is our own training room where all of you will get access to people like Dilip, train with them, them, learn from each other, and become better in your career, right? There are three things we are launching. One is Buddy, which is basically one-on-one mentorship and one-on-one mentorship in order to, for example, interview preparation, career guidance, right? You want to understand some topic, right? For example, we'll have Dilip as a mentor, and you can have a private chat with Dilip going forward in the coming days, right? So that is what Buddy is. The second is Light, which is what basically a cohort-based cohort of 20, 30, 40 people who are learning together, coming together and learning on their own. These are typically 20, 30, 40 hours of training. Experts like Dilip from the industry will be there teaching you. This will be a mix of live classes, recorded sessions, and there will be a lot of content to practice, right? The third one, which is bootcamp style, if you know that militaries are known for their boot camp, which is basically you go to a single place, there is a mentor, and there is a rigorous training that happens for a month or 2 months, right? So our boot camp styles are similar. We will have cohort of 100 plus, 200 plus students whom we will handpick based on certain qualification criteria, and we'll take them through a rigorous training of 300 hours, which typically will boil down to a few months of training, and will help them to get the job, right? So that's the promise there. And so this is our initiative to help all of you guys to become better. And I look forward to have more chat with you and make you understand which offering or which kind of path would be great for you. That'll be all from my side, Dilip. Off to you.
Yeah. So thanks, Subhendu. I think let me just share my screen.
Sure.
Yeah. So guys, able to see my screen, right? I just want to check everybody's able to see my screen, correct? Can I have a yes on the chat?
Not yet, Dilip. It's not there. I think it's loading probably.
Okay.
Dilip, it's there now.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah, cool. So hi guys. I hope you are able to see my screen over here. Let me just do this. Okay. About me, I am Dilip. So I have been doing NLP research for almost the past 10 years. And my background is I am a MSc Math, MTech CS, PhD ongoing in NLP and AI. And as I told earlier, I'm interested in the intersection of data, product, and strategy. I have been associated with Grey Atom. So Grey Atom is a bootcamp style program initiative. So we have been in the industry for close to 3 years, and we'll be turning 4 in this December. So we specialize a lot in data science, full stack web development, and we have a host of initiatives coming down the way. And we have partnered very recently with Skilenza in the Skilldojo initiative. We will talk more about that, but first on to the thing. So why AI and data science? So before I ask this question about why AI and data science, so how many of you use Netflix, Amazon Prime, or Hotstar among the audience over here? If you can type Netflix, if you're using a Netflix, Amazon, Hotstar, if you can just type what all you are using overall. Because then we are going to go into discussion of data science in these platforms. Any Netflix users here? Any Hotstar users? Any Prime users? You can just type it on the chat.
Dilip, will TikTok count?
Yeah, TikTok will also count. Yes. Oh, nice. So somebody's saying all of the options, Netflix. Great. So, guys, those of you who have used both Netflix as well as Prime, right? Have you ever noticed this, that it's the same internet connection, your Amazon Prime will be buffering, but your Netflix is still running? Have you guys noticed that anytime? Okay. I don't know how many of you noticed it, but I have noticed that overall that, in one platform, you're still buffering, especially the newer OTT platforms, but the ones like Netflix and all. So basically, Netflix has got a really great algorithm running in the background, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. So Netflix, what it does is based on the stability of the internet connection at your end, right? It predicts how stable your connection is, and based on that, it will try to improve your streaming quality based on that. So, for example, if Netflix detects that your internet is very shaky, it tries to stream to you in a lower quality content, though you have set it as a higher quality content. And if you're streaming, especially on mobiles, even though you have set the best quality, actually Netflix optimizes the screen experience based on the device you are having, based on the network you are on, and it predicts as to whether your internet is stable, not stable, when is the next outage kind of happening. So Netflix right now, even if you are gone for 2 minutes, like if 2 minutes the internet is gone, streaming could happen very smoothly if you have got a decent internet connection before and the buffering has happened. So that a machine learning is used at Netflix to improve streaming quality. It becomes especially critical in places like India, where the internet, though great, at some points it is very patchy, it is very sketchy, flaky overall. In those cases, it has some algorithms running in the background to ensure that the viewing experience is not at all spoiled. Other Hi guys, sorry about that. Having some internet problems, power fluctuations at my place. So sorry about that. Again, let's resume from where we are. So as I was saying, based on the internet connection that you have, right? So guys, you able to hear me, right? Can I have somebody tell me if you're able to hear my audio?
Yeah, Dilip, I can hear you. I think we lost you for a few seconds, but it's fine now.
Yeah, so I'm having power fluctuations over here, so sorry for that. Anyways, coming back to the thing at hand. So as I was just wrapping up, Netflix kind of uses machine learning in the backend to kind of ensure that the streaming quality is good and you have a good experience while watching overall. Okay, so let's go to the next use case of AI and machine learning. So in Bangalore, right, the Uber kind of uses machine learning to help cabs navigate better with machine learning. So Bangalore, I think those of you in Bangalore would understand the traffic that is there at Bangalore, and it becomes a huge hassle to move from one place to another place. So Uber's ML algorithms kind of run proactively in the background to ensure that you find the optimum path over all the possible paths in real time, and the drivers get real time signals that okay, here I have to take this path and to reach in a faster time than the usual path that I take overall. So that is with respect to Uber. Zomato and Swiggy, right? So Zomato and Swiggy, if you see, they also have optimized algorithms, and here this is very interesting to discuss. So what Zomato does is, whenever Zomato has to deliver orders, it kind of predicts the frequency of orders in that particular time in a particular area. So that's why it might purposefully delay your order not by many minutes, by just a few minutes, so that it can get multiple orders, and it will also optimize the path based on people on the way. For example, if there is other order that has come in and it is kind of on the way for the rider, it kind of diverts the rider initially, asks him to pick up the order and then come back again to pick up the order overall. And lots of optimizations happen in terms of delivery time. They go into such micro calculations as if if this is this restaurant, it takes this much time to prepare the food, so therefore the rider must reach the restaurant by this time. So all sorts of calculations happen and supported by data science with Zomato. Now you may be wondering, is it all internet companies or apps that live on my mobile that use AI or data science? So let us see one more example. And that is our good old TVS, JK Tire, and any kind of manufacturing organization like Blue Star. Right now, they are also deploying analytics across the organizations. They have a lot of sensors that are operating at each and every level. And because of the sensors operating, lots of data is captured. And with that data, product design is kind of improved. Like JK Tires tries to improve the design of its tire, right? TVS Motor tries to improve the design of its engine through data collection and making a prediction as to how things are happening and what are happening overall, right? So if you look at any spectrum of business, so let me ask you a question that is going on in your mind right now. Is there any industry that does not use data science? Okay, the answer to that extremely simple. If your industry, if any industry you're thinking about uses data in some format or other, you are using data science in some level or the other. And what level of data science you are using or things like that, we will come to that very soon. But this is just to give you a brief overview on some of the fantastic use cases driven by artificial intelligence and machine learning right in the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so now the important question, so what is AI and data science? Lots of fancy definitions out there. Want to take a pause of 10 seconds over here and asking you guys, anyone wants to take a stab at a very rough definition of data science? And again, not looking at complicated definitions overall. Anything that comes to your head, just type it out and share it along with us to the community. As you said, this is a Skilldojo initiative. A dojo means the participants are not spectators, you also participate in the action overall. So guys, so tell me, what do you think of data science, or what do you think data science is, the definition? Okay, giving you 10 seconds to collect your thoughts and put it across, and then I will come to the definition. So as you are formulating your thoughts, let me tell you this. The biggest influencers in data science, the biggest and the best teachers of data science, artificial intelligence, when you listen to them speak, they don't actually throw jargon at people. They try to tell things in a way that it is very simple to the audience. So if you are if you are talking to a data scientist, and if you want to judge how good the knowledge of this particular data scientist is, if he's able to explain what he's working on in very, very simple terms, that means that data scientist is more or less good. So I see some definitions coming in. Data science is way of handling large amount of data. That's a good definition. Data science subset of AI, deriving insights from data. So Sriram, I think full marks to you. If you had not answered that, that was the answer I was about to give. Right? So Jaya, Balaji, and Abhishek, I think your answers are also good, but Sriram has the best answer of all, deriving insights from data. Nobody could tell it much simpler, much concise, and much better. And Srishti and Aditya, I think you are also very close. I think studying data to tell a story out of it is also a fantastic way to put across data science. So anything that you are using to derive insights, okay? So anything that you say, like suppose you are using Excel, your good old Microsoft Excel to analyze data, you are doing data science irrespective of what others people says. Okay, so anytime you are looking at data, deriving insights, okay, you are doing data science. Either this deriving insights, are you doing it on your laptop, are you doing it on a server, are you doing it on a cluster, are you doing it on the cloud? That depends as you move across organizations. But the fundamentals remains the same, that you are using data to derive insights. And to complete the story over here, you derive insights to aid the business. Okay, insights are derived, but they should even help the business to make profit overall. Everybody loves money, right? So if your data science work is not making money for the business, then again your data science, though whatever you have done, is kind of useless over here. Okay, so let's move ahead. So what I can give you with the simple definition that I've gone through, right? I just want you to guys to remember this one. AI is exceptionally good at analyzing and classifying data to answer questions, make predictions, and solve problems. Let me stay 1 minute on this slide. Okay, answer questions, make predictions, and solve problems. Now let me ask the question a lot of people think. If AI can do all of this, then what is the role of the human? What is the role of the data scientist? Okay, so the drawback with artificial intelligence is this: it can answer questions. Okay, it can answer questions, but it cannot frame the questions. It can make predictions. It cannot interpret the predictions to help the business. It can solve problems, but it cannot frame the problem that needs to be solved. Okay, problem framing, posing the right question, very underrated skills in data science nowadays. When you go outside, what do you need for data science? People say you need programming, you need mathematics, you need to understand big data. But strip all of those jargon across. What you need is an analytical mind, and analytical mind doesn't mean that you know coding, you don't know coding. Analytical mind can come from anywhere. If you have the curiosity around data, you have the aptitude to become a data scientist. So you have this. If your AI can answer questions but cannot frame questions, it can make predictions, cannot interpret predictions, it can solve problems, but it cannot frame the problem. Okay, for example, it can solve all of these given problems. It can identify if the photo is of a cat or a dog. He can determine if the client is a credit risk, right? Any question you give in this format, it can answer. But can it ask this question on its own? There AI miserable fails. And that is where you as a data scientist have to kind of step in and develop that analytical mindset to pose the right questions over here. So Sadal, taking your question, are we missing one thing that data would start learning from itself? Okay, so yes, data will start learning from itself only when you tell, okay, this is exactly what you need to learn. If you don't set up the problem statement for the data overall, if you don't tell exactly what needs to be predicted, then that is with respect to that. So having analytical mind, Abhishek, I'm going to come to that very shortly. We are going to go through a case study where we are going to have this analytical mindset, and I'm going to make you guys ask the same questions around the analytical mindset. But one line answer of analytical mindset, very simple. You should be curious about data and ask question upon question behind the data. If you are having an analytical mindset, this is the metric. You don't take anything at face value. You try to question a few things, and based on your questions, whatever answers you get, you decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so what is machine learning? At the end of the day, it is kind of an automation system. So you have either rule-based automation systems as well as machine learning systems. So anytime you can't write your predictions by hand, there are so many rules that you are overwhelmed. That is when you kind of use machine learning. Otherwise, you go for a simple rule-based. And rule-based are not anything to frown upon. Any software product that you are seeing which uses basic software engineering principles to make your life easy, that is actually a rule-based system. Okay, so before data science came, rule-based systems were there, and even with data science, rule-based systems are here to stay. For example, you go to your website, you click a button, a window pops up. That is a simple rule-based system. Do you think they are not useful? Of course they're useful, because in those cases, a rule-based system will solve your problem. Then you wanted to go for hyper personalization or customization, then maybe a machine learning is required. Okay, so now what I would suggest you guys here is, now let us take a case study, a problem statement, and let us classify if a picture is a car or not a car. Okay, if you can tell me if a picture is a car or not a car, I think we are set there. So can you guys tell me, if you are looking at a picture of a car, can you frame some rules to decide if the picture is a car or not? Think of all the pictures of cars that you have seen. Can you try to formulate a few rules over here? So let me start by saying a car has headlights. If my picture I'm able to see headlight, I think it's a car. Okay. Similarly, can you guys formulate a few rules over here? So wait for you a few seconds. So this is the analytical mindset I'm talking about, trying to take the information that you have overall and asking and thinking back on the question. So you might have seen hundreds of pictures of cars, but have you ever thought, okay, how is my mind processing that this is a car or not a car? So think back onto what are the features that you have felt in your mind to kind of classify a picture is a car or not. Okay, a car should have four wheels. So Mujir Pasha, here in this picture, I can see only two wheels for the car. Do I say this is not a car or this is a car? Okay, a car should have wheels. Okay, Aditya, now suppose I have taken the picture of car from above. Okay, the wheels are hidden in that above perspective. Do you still think it will not be a car overall? Okay. Okay. Pragya is more smart. She says four wheels. Okay. Wheels are hidden from top angle. Windshield. Windshield is also hidden from top angle. Headlights. I can't see headlights from top angle. Mirror. I could make out a mirror, but I could see in a very different angle overall. Okay. Sriram is saying has a windshield. Okay. Yes, I can see the windshield overall, but at least two doors. Okay, so you are saying at least two doors. Now let me tell you, there are some cars which open directly from the top without a door at all. So do you say it is not a car overall? Right? So any rule that you are saying, right, you can definitely find an exception to the rule overall. And therefore, are you able to appreciate the fact that writing the rules and conditions and combinations of picture becomes really, really difficult? Okay, I'll just wait for a few more seconds to see if some more interesting rules come out. So windshield, at least two doors. I think, yeah, we have seen that. Okay, now what we are going to do is, let us take a few more rules and run through those rules and see what could be the right set of rules for the car. Okay, so you say the image has wheels. Yes, the image has wheels. I will do a tick. Then image has headlights. Image has wheels and the image has headlights. I do a tick. Then steering wheels. Can I make out a steering wheel from the picture overall? If I can make out steering wheel, I'll tick it. If I can't, I will cross it. Then I do a lots of permutations and combinations here. And if you think of the permutations and combinations overall, and if you try to put them mathematically, the permutations and combinations are immense if you see overall. So therefore, the problem here is you are able to frame the rules, right? But the problem is you are not able to articulate the rules well. You are not able to list exhaustively the set of rules overall. And think from a software engineering programming perspective, your program becomes so bad that if every time another car comes, you'll have to rewrite your program again and again and again. So what if you had a system which takes in, you say that, okay, these are all cars. Now figure out the rules of what is a car. And that system consumes millions and millions of car photos and figures out exactly, okay, this is the complicated rule-based system which will help classify the car maybe 90% of the time. Okay, so that is what machine learning helps you. Okay, so no need to code all the rules. You, for a rule-based system, you code the rules and you give it data, and rules apply on data. For machine learning, it is the reverse. You feed the data to the algorithm and the algorithm kind of figures out the rules. So that is the difference between a machine learning and a rule-based system. Once again, machine learning system, you kind of give data and it figures out the rules. Rule-based system, you give the rules, it applies it on the data. So that is the difference between machine learning and rule-based systems. Moving ahead very quickly, just go into some types of machine learning overall. So this is supervised learning. Of course, there are others which are unsupervised and things like that. But for the interest of time, I would like to stay with supervised learning themselves. So for any supervised learning, this is a good approach. If you can frame the problem with the word predict, estimate, or things like that, then you are doing supervised learning. So when you are looking at, say, application of photo tagging, then you are asking the question, predict if this is a human face or not a human face. Then it is a prediction and therefore it is supervised learning. Predict if they will pay the loan or not pay the loan. Predict if the user will click on the ad. Predict if I can, the text of the transcript is correct or not. Predict if the French translation is good or not. Right. So you can use the word predict anytime overall. And if you have data which feeds into an algorithm and gives you the output overall, so that is typically your supervised learning. And an easy way to kind of frame that is if you are reframing the question and you're able to use the word predict in your statement, you are using supervised machine learning. Okay, so now guys, a task for you, and I'll be there to kind of guide you for this task. Now I want you guys to understand and predict if this is a machine learning task or not. Okay, so till now, whatever you have seen, we have looked at machine learning systems, we have looked at rule-based systems. So let us do this simple exercise of whether this problem is a machine learning problem or not. Given a viewer's shopping habits, recommend a product to purchase the next time she visits your website. Hint, can you reframe this problem statement using the word predict and it makes sense? If that, then it is a machine learning task. So the first task, is it machine learning or not a machine learning task? If it is machine learning, type ML. If it is not machine learning, according to you guys, type not ML. So ML or not ML. Again, hint over here, frame this problem statement by saying that, okay, can I reframe this problem statement as predict or not predict? Okay, overwhelming majority says ML and ML is the right answer. Great, awesome. I think second one is almost like a giveaway. Predict the part of speech words in a paragraph, ML or not ML. Okay, and third question also is like a giveaway. Predict the US dollar or European exchange rate for February 2016. So I am making a prediction over here. So this is also ML. Okay, so here again, Sunny, you are using the word predict over here. And when you're saying predict, it means that you are trying to have some data in the background. So it is also ML task. Now the fourth one is interesting. I would like to see you guys take a stab at this. Compute the mean wage of 10 employees for your company. Is it a ML problem or not an ML problem? If it is ML, type ML. If it is not ML, type not ML. Okay, guys, think through this very carefully. Not ML, so Uday says, others, waiting for you. ML or not ML? No, Abhishek says no vehemently. Great. Not ML. Great. Majority says not ML. Really good. I think sharp thinking over here. So whenever you are trying to say compute, right? You are compute by calculator. You are not predicting. You are taking the data that you already have and you are just crunching the data overall. And again, here you are clearly saying compute the mean wage. And when you say mean, it means simply average. And when you say average overall, right, it is just simple calculation. There is no prediction happening over here. So therefore, this is not a machine learning task. So I just want you guys to show you a quick demo over here. So just give me a second. I will reshare my screen so that Yes. So let me just show you this. So this is a app built on GPT-3, which is a very famous deep learning algorithm, deep learning framework overall. Not going to go into details over there, but see this app that they have built using GPT-3. The app is, it generates ideas on its own. Okay, so these are all business ideas. So if you write your business idea over here, it will generate a business model or a startup idea overall. Okay, so with this app, right, you can generate lots and lots of startup ideas and then decide, okay, this is a startup idea I would like to go with or not go with. Let us take one startup idea over here, and the startup idea is, the startup is rolling out a network of mobile clinics and Ubers for cheaper care in lower income parts of the US that need it. Okay, so now it is up to us to decide whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. And if it's a good idea, you can click this symbol. Bad idea, you can click this symbol. But all of this text has been generated automatically by an algorithm in the behind. There is no human writing this at all. It is all generated by an algorithm. Okay, so that is the power of artificial intelligence. I'm just showing you the possibilities that could happen. Let me show you another possibility over here. So this is a quick draw kind of a thing. So let us draw
Dilip,
over here. Yeah.
Dilip, we are not able to see your screen. Something happened actually.
Let me stop but here I'm able to see. Okay,
I'm
let
not
me
able to
stop.
see your screen actually.
Okay, let me share again. Just waiting for a second to come.
Hmm.
Yeah, anyway, so, okay, sorry about that. So anyways, what I was trying to uh, see is, what I'm trying to say, okay, I don't know why it's not sharing. Let me stop and reshare again. Are you guys able to see the screen?
Not yet, Dilip.
Uh, StreamYard is telling it is showing my screen, but somehow uh,
Yeah.
it's not doing. Anyways, I think I'll come back to the deck and maybe just do the previous type of sharing overall. Now it is coming.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Yeah, cool, cool. Okay, great. So let me just show you the demo over here. So yeah, so Subed, if people are not able to see, you can just tell me, because somehow in this setting I'm not able to see the comments over here.
No,
Anyways,
I can see the comment. Now it's visible. Yeah.
okay, got it. Cool. So yeah, so let me now take up a quick, app and show you guys how a neural network can recognize doodling. So let us draw over here. So we have to draw Mona Lisa under 20 seconds. Okay, very challenging. Let me make an attempt. So, you see, it is actually showing exactly who this person is overall. And okay, so hot air balloon should be easier. Let me draw this hot. Okay, elbow. Bow tie. So I am drawing very roughly I'm drawing, and still it is able to predict, and all done by AI and data science. Okay, roller skates. Okay, so with these roller skates, if you see, it becomes very, very simple to kind of just draw pictures, and the machine learning algorithm is able to predict. And those pictures are not great in any manner overall. They are just decent pictures over there. So let me again share my screen. And I'll just wait for it to kind of come up, the screen sharing overall. So if you see that, Google is purposefully giving you a time limit so that you draw it in a very ugly manner. And in that ugly manner that you're able to draw, right? It is trying to figure out what exactly that picture is overall. Okay, so that is the beauty of this app, Quick Draw with Google. So you guys can also check it out. Just type Quick Draw on Google, and you should be able to see that thing very easily. So I'm just waiting for the presentation to come back up. And the thing about this machine learning data science is, these are buzzwords that are kind of come up very recently, but actually they are not at all new. It has been used in different terms right from 60s. So somebody says, okay, data science would be a hype, it will die down and things like that. It is just repackaging overall. This is not at all completely new. Okay, this is age old. In 1960s, people called it expert systems. In 70s, they called it another name overall. Then 90s, neural networks. And again, it's a pendulum. In 90s, 80s, neural networks were the rage. 90s, they felt neural networks hit a boundary and they were not scaling well. So neural networks kind of dropped back. And then again, in 2010 onwards, with the increase in computation, neural networks again exploded on the scene overall. So the fundamentals remain the same. So irrespective of how you kind of go around with data science, the fundamentals remain the same. Now let us take a business case study and try to understand from the data science point of view, ML point of view, what is the value you can provide to the business. Okay, so let us take a case study. So here in this case study, imagine Lending Club to be a company which does a peer-to-peer lending company. So what it does is, you have a group of users who are willing to give money for lending. There are a group of users who are willing to borrow money for their needs. This company matches people who are borrowing to people who are lending. And then when the borrower pays back to the investors overall, the Lending Club kind of takes a small cut. Very clear business model. Everything is fine. Okay. Now, what do you think is the risk with this model overall? What do you think? Where do you think Lending Club, this company, could lose money? Any guesses overall? Right. So the problem statement is, there are people who are borrowers, there are people who are investors. Lending Club is kind of matching them both. Where do you think this problem, the business could lose money overall? And Lending Club gains money when the borrower pays back to the investor with interest, and in that, Lending Club takes a cut. Okay, think about this, because only when you kind of figure out that, yes, this business problem is where I am lacking overall, or this business problem is where I have to kind of plug my data science techniques, that is when, everything clicks. So again, analytical mindset. I have explained all the cases. Now think, what is the use case where Lending Club would lose money? If there is a difference between the rate at which money is exchanged with borrowers and investors. Okay, but Pragya is also right. I think she is absolutely right. If the borrower does not give back the money. So the risk in this model is, if the person who took the money doesn't pay back the money, investor loses money, Lending Club also is losing money. Further, if the investor loses money consistently, they feel, okay, Lending Club is not at all a great platform. I won't use Lending Club overall. So therefore, for this business, it is very, very important to keep these losses under control. Okay. So Anushka, fair point. The company is unable to find investors, or company is unable to find borrowers. So this is the marketplace model. In the marketplace model, you need a supply side, which is the investors, and the demand side, which is the borrowers. Anywhere you don't have anybody, this model again breaks overall. But so there are multiple problems. How do I increase the investors to borrow? How do I increase the borrowers for the investors? What is it that I can make attractive? What rate of interest could be attractive for these people? Those are interesting data science problems I could solve. For right now, I will take the simple problem statement that I want to reduce the risk on myself. So therefore, the business problem here is I would like to identify the new borrowers likely to default on their loans. So if I know that this guy is likely to default on my loan, then I won't give him the loan. I won't sanction the loan. That way, I'm going to reduce my losses. Okay, now for this problem statement, let us look at different analytics, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, and what would be the overall problem that gets solved. Okay, this is a good old data analysis. This is not fancy machine learning at all. So look at this axes. On the y-axis, you have the value. On the x-axis, you have the difficulty. If the difficulty is high, that means the problem is complex. Value is high, that means you're deriving more value through solving the problem overall. So when you do basic data analysis, which comes as another descriptive analytics, the difficulty is low, but the value is quite decent. If you see, you are having a good enough value. For example, you just took the loan data of borrowers, investors, and everything, and just did a simple mean on simple counting. How many loans are in good standing? Like out of 100 loans that I have picked from my data, how many loans have people paid back the dues? How many people are in default? Okay, now I assess my risk. If my default rate is say 5%, maybe I can stay in business. If my default rate is 10%, that means I need to think very closely on whether I should stay in business or I should kind of go, I should think of a different business model. So what are the features of the loans in default? Of the people who have defaulted on the loans, can I calculate the mean age? Can I look at their education? Can I look at their employment? What is that main qualities that are coming, which actually has giving me some kind of an indicator that these people are more likely to default. So all that value you capture in basic data analysis. Again, data analysis, heavily underrated. People think it is not a good thing to do. But trust me, if you become a data scientist, most of your time you're going to spend with analysis. Startups, if you are in startups, you start off with data analysis first and then only move to basic modeling overall. So this is a good idea for you guys to understand exactly with respect to how descriptive analytics provides value. Okay, now next, let us go to the next step, which is predictive analytics, which is machine learning. Now, in the machine learning, you ask a higher level problem. So the difficulty of the problem is also high. It is somewhere over here. And the value is also high. You get a lots of value also. So mid-value, mid-level difficulty, that is machine learning. So the questions you can answer here are, who are the people more likely to repay the loans? Can we identify fraudulent credit card transactions in real time? Okay, so when you make a transaction, can the bank have a ML algorithm in the background, which can very clearly say that, okay, when this is happening, that means some fraud is happening. I should not allow this transaction to go through. Okay, very recently, I was doing a credit card transaction, which is unusual to the way I typically spend. And immediately my transaction got blocked and I got a phone call. They kind of verified that it was me only who was trying to do that. And they said, okay, please redo the transaction. It will go through. So there, machine learning is kind of running behind. You have seen machine learning, you have seen data analytics. Let us go to artificial intelligence, the biggest value overall. Here, huge value. If you see, artificial intelligence has the biggest value to give to the business. Difficulty is also very high. And therefore, the problem is, how can you design an algorithm that automatically figures out what type of loans and who to give loans to as market conditions change? If the market is really good, I go with higher risk. If the market condition is going bad, without me interfering, right? The algorithm itself figures out, okay, the market is going bad. Now I'm not going to give loan to these people. I will go with a better risk appetite. Okay, so this is exactly what artificial intelligence could do. I hope you guys got the idea. Value difficulty matrix, data analysis, low difficulty, decent value, machine learning, mid difficulty, mid value, artificial intelligence, high difficulty, high value. Very few organizations right now stay in artificial intelligence. Right now, everybody has kind of come to the predictive analytics phase. Google, Facebook, all those top companies, they are in actually the artificial intelligence phase overall. Okay, so I just want to give you guys an understanding of what are the typical roles in the industry, and I'm going to even talk about in detail. So one caveat over here, don't just go by the job description. Okay, the job title. The job title and job description might vary. Okay, sometimes they say data analyst, but actually you are asked to do the job of a business analyst. Sometimes they say data scientist, but they actually do the job of a data analyst. So whenever you get a job title, just read through the job description overall. In some companies, junior data scientists are called data analyst. Okay, and right now, some companies have even dropped the word data scientist, and they're calling some peculiar words like data steward, data, some analyzer, data synthesizer. Some crazy things have come. But right now, more or less, these are the 5 roles that you have. Very quickly going through these roles. When you are working purely at the basic data analysis stage, that is low difficulty, decent value, then you are a data analyst. The difference between a data analyst and a business analyst is the fact that a business analyst tries to take those and interprets it for the business more. So the business analyst has more domain knowledge and applies the learnings more to the business to give better return of investment. Data scientist, he is a person of all hats, as you can see in the picture. He does analysis, he does software engineering, he does a bit of communication, everything. Business analyst does more communication, data analyst does more data crunching. Data engineer again is pure software engineer. He doesn't bother about algorithms or anything. He just takes the algorithm developed and tries to put it up on a scalable infrastructure. So if you're having a software engineering background, then data engineer or a machine learning engineer is a good fit for you guys. And again, machine learning engineer is taking your machine learning model and deploying it in production. So for a software engineer, I would suggest machine learning engineer to be a good fit because you already have the software skills and you just have to deploy models and things like that. For a non-coder, if you are not a person who is coding overall, right? I would recommend to you a data analyst. So taking up Sriram's question, whether these roles demand similar skill sets, the main skill set in common is an analytical mindset. You should know crunching of data. You should know the basics of handling data overall. Then for data engineer, you need to know more of software engineering. Data analyst, I think you need to know slightly about algorithms. Data scientist, you need both, all the 3, communication, algorithms, etc. Data analyst kind of works mostly on algorithms and communication, but they are not expected to kind of do software engineering per se. But again, very fluid over here. Read the job description thoroughly. People advertise data scientist as data analyst as data scientist. It's a crazy world out there. Best way is read the job description carefully, look at what skills they're asking, think back to what skills you have, and then apply. Now, I would like to take some quick FAQs on data science, and then I will take some of your questions. And I think some people have already asked questions to Subhendu to kind of address in this forum. I will also take those questions. So let me start. So the first question, which is what I typically see people asking, businesses that are solving with data science and AI, even in this COVID-19 scenario, is there still a demand? Hasn't this field saturated? Let me tell you, because there are no people with the right skill set, people are looking out for data scientists. The problem is there are so many people out there who call themselves data aspirants, but they don't have the right skills. Have the right skill, you are hot cake, unicorn. Similar with software engineering also. Even software engineering, people might say that, okay, so many software engineers are there. It has saturated. No. Right now, go to any job site, type software engineering, type data scientist, and you see the number of postings that you see overall. Right. So there is definitely a demand, but the what I see overall in the industry is there is a maturity in the industry. 3 years back, if you had just basics of data science, you could get a job just like that. But nowadays, it is not that simple. When you want a job, people really looking for some specific skills over here. And if those specific skills are not handled, then the companies are not willing to hire you. So skill building is important. That's where mentorship plays a lot of role. Let me take up other questions which I see people keep asking. What are the prereqs for starting to learn data science? Okay. Now let me tell you the basic prereqs. So some people say you need to know coding. My answer here is you can be a non-coder and become a data scientist, but for learning data science, you need to pick up coding. Okay, let me repeat the statement. Even a non-coder could become a data scientist, but nobody can become a data scientist without coding. Coding is a very, very important skill overall. Okay, so if I have to kind of put a laundry list of prereqs for starting to learn data science overall, without any prereqs, you can start. But one prereq, non-negotiable, is hard work and grit. You should be willing to put in your hard work, put in the patience to kind of put this thing work overall. Nowadays, people say that, I can become data scientist in 1 hour, 2 hours. It frankly doesn't work that way. You have to put in good amount of time investment from your end. If you are willing to put in the time and you're willing to put in the effort, there is no other prereqs for starting to learn data science. People say mathematics, but mathematics frankly it is coming from me, right? I have done BSc mathematics and MSc mathematics. Trust me when I say this, basic maths of 12th standard is enough to start learning data science. It is only when you want to do data science research that you need more mathematics skills. But most of the jobs are actually in data science applied, where you don't require that much mathematics. A basic math would be sufficient. And even in the basic math, no need to mug up formulas. This is not a school where you need to mug up formulas. You just need to have the skill to understand the intuition. Again, this is Skilldojo. And in the dojo, everybody will learn together and everybody will develop the skills together. Okay, so it is very good overall, right? So let me answer one more question and then I'll come back to questions on the chat as well as questions Subhendu has been asked. How does a fresher transition when only experienced positions are advertised? And let me take this answer and answer even Aditya your second question on whether merely learning the skills will help in getting a job or not. Okay, so learning the skills is one thing. Okay, you know you're learning skills, but unfortunately right now the competition is so much that you need to be shown above the herd. And that is where showcasing your skills become very important. So how do you showcase your skills? Number one, practice in hackathons. So I hope all of you are plugged into the Skilenza community, which regularly conducts hackathons. Attempt hackathon. So you might not win the hackathon overall, but keep attempting and you will see the skill becomes better and better across your hackathons overall. And those skills become extremely, extremely important. Even if you say you're not a winner, but you cracked something like a 20th position on a hackathon, that itself is a good showcase of your skills. So learning the skills is only part of it. You have to even showcase your skills also to get your job, to answer your question, Aditya. So when experienced positions are advertised, so what we typically suggest is if you have an active GitHub portfolio. Okay, so if you have got a very active GitHub portfolio overall, then I think you have got a very good chance. If you are able to show your skills and if you are able to showcase projects which are different from the rest, then you have got a very good chance over the experienced positions to crack a job. And also sometimes you have to take the long route. That is, you take an internship first, do internship for some time, and then transition to the job. So that is also a very good way I have seen work for a lot of people. And a lot of people that I have mentored personally have done this intern to hire model, where they intern with the company for 6 months, and post 6 months, the company liked their work so much that they're given a full-time position. Because companies are very wary of hiring nowadays, and that's why they only hire if they are able to be very confident of your skills. And that's where doing hackathons, having projects helps. Resume tips for data scientist freshers. Only one tip I can tell you: have strong projects. And those projects, I don't mean projects like Titanic. So if you Google on Kaggle kernel and you kind of see 4,000 people attempting the same problem statement, then that should not come on your resume. That is only your pure learning project. What you should put on your resume is something which is different from what you have learned so far. So learning and portfolio are different things. That is what people should understand. What people try to do is they mix learning with portfolio, and they say that, you know what, I have done 8 projects as part of this program, but I'm not getting hired. Because along with you, lots of people have done the course and all of them have put the same 8 projects. Instead, pick up 2 extra projects by yourself and put those on your resume. Okay, have an active GitHub portfolio. Write on blogs, be visible on LinkedIn. Those are some of the tips I would have. So I think skills also, I think I have fairly answered, right? If you don't have experience in any of these fields, I fairly answered that the best way is to showcase the skills. And for internships, typically people don't ask for that much of an experience overall. So for freshers, I would say take the intern to hire route for going on. Okay. Subhendu, I think if there are any questions that learners have kind of shared with you earlier in time, you could ask them and I can take those questions overall.
Sure, Dilip. So, in fact, one of the questions I had was quite related to Anushka, right? As you mentioned, it very correctly that you have to differentiate between, keep it separate, like the learning and the portfolio. So now what happens is, if I'm a software engineer, I'm a backend or a front end engineer, I can think of a new project, new idea very quickly and start building out my portfolio, right? But the moment when we talk about data scientists, they need that amount of data where they can work on some projects and keep it very unique from the rest of the crowd, right? So what is the right way to approach a new project? How do they think? Which are the sources they should go for?
Yeah. So I have typically 2 approaches here. There are only 2 levers to play over here. One is the data and other is a problem statement. So I could pick up a data set people have used quite a bit, but I could define my own problem statement on the data. And that way it's a unique project that I'm doing. Or the reverse. I pick up my unique problem statement and collect data by myself. For example, I could use a web scraper. And by the way, here I'm not asking you guys to type or code a web scraper. There are some Chrome extensions. Type web scraper Chrome extensions. You can get Chrome extensions. Crawl Wikipedia, some 1,000 pages. Define your problem statement. Okay, I want to differentiate between this and that, or I want to predict some cricket scores. I crawl IPL data. So if you are able to crawl your own data, because you have constructed the data yourself, that is +1 for your skills. You are not going across with existing data sets. So you are picking your own data set by scraping data, and that is kind of becoming your own data set on which you are defining the problem. So that is the approach where you define, okay, I want to work on cricket data, scrape IPL data set websites, and then define your problem there. Other way around, you have a data set which is publicly available. Take the data set, go a little hutke and try to define a problem by yourself. See if you can take a subset of the data. See if you can get in more fields, subfields of the data overall. For example, if you are working on, say, Airbnb staying data, right? So can you add more data, like which state in New York that particular city is? Because if only city data is present, can I add state data? Can I add multiple countries data? Can I embellish my data set further? And after embellishing the data, if I do the project again, my data is slightly advanced than what other people are doing. So that way you have a differentiator. And because the problem statement is slightly different, again, you have a very good differentiator. So play on the levers of your own problem, somebody else's data, or my own problem, somebody else's data, different problem. or I define my own problem and collect my own data. So there are multiple levers you could play with. So that's my answer, Subin.
Yeah, that's an amazing answer, Dilip. I think these guys would have taken something back today. I think that's something that people should start on without, like you said, right? Keep the learning different from the portfolio. That's a great idea to create your own portfolio just sitting at home using the internet, right? Amazing. So another question, I think I'll also chime in with the answer is like, how do you see the salary levels, right? Let's say I'm in my third year of engineering and I'm thinking, should I go for a data science role or should I go for a full stack engineering kind of role? So what are the, how does the salary levels play as a role in the decision making?
So Subhendu, let me give a maybe slightly off the cuff controversial answer, but this is the right answer. The thing is, salary level should never determine your career path. Okay, so your passion should determine your career path. And as a fresher, you might be confused. Okay, should I go for data science? Is data science the right path for me? Is software engineering the right path for me? So let me rewind back to the same days when I was a college fresher and I was asking this question to myself. Frankly, when I fast forward a few years ahead, the decision there didn't matter. If I'm good in the field that I am doing well, right? I can catch a trajectory path everywhere really well. For example, if you're passionate about software engineering and interested about data, right? Try to build an intersection of a ML engineer. No software engineering skill, no the data science skill, marry them both for a ML engineer and chase that role. That way, because it has both skills of software engineering as well as ML, it has a slightly higher salary and there is a little more demand over there. Okay, but what I can say is, in terms of career trajectory, if you have, are doing very well in the data science roles, compared to the software engineering pairs, again, it's a very minute difference, by the way. I am not putting down software engineering by any extent whatsoever. And I think Shubhendu can also kind of chime in with respect to the job opportunities and the salaries being given to people who are getting hired to the Skilenza platform. So I think if you're thinking, okay, I get more money, therefore I should do data science, don't do data science. I am passionate about data. Can I get a job in data science? That's the right question to ask. If you put in effort to build your skills really well, you will definitely get the job in data science. So my answer for you guys would be, right now you are in a very, at least the fresher audience, you are in a very young age, you can experiment very well. Pick the best of both fields. Learn a little bit software engineering, learn data science also. Try to chase that ML engineering role that is there. You might not get it on the first try. Do some internships, pick up more skills, and then finally go. And frankly, once you go into the job, you will very clearly understand how, whether you like the job or not. And it's very easy to pivot also. We have seen multiple pivots, by the way. So I know for a fact, I know a CA fresher who didn't like CA. So he liked CA, but he didn't like to do a CA job articleship. So he came, did a data science job, he got mentored, and he cracked actually a data science job. So that I would say to decide what is your salary levels, if that's a decision. Both have very similar salary levels. Career growth trajectory, data scientist slightly better because of the key business impact these people have. But software engineering also not far behind. But definitely in the terms of career growth trajectory, data science slight edge again, not a very big edge overall. Salary levels almost the same. Whether to choose data science, whether to choose front end, whether to choose back end, I would say choose what's your passion. If you are passionate about data science and you want to try data science, you are very young to kind of do the experimentation overall. So that's my answer, Shubhendra.
Yeah, thank you, Dilip. I totally agree with you. If you have the knack for kind of playing with data, deriving insights, maths, right, and also like if you really like getting into the details of a business, understand what are the levers of running the business, data science is very interesting. And by salary levels, the kind of companies we work with, we see hardly any difference. It's just about what career path you want to choose. And as rightly pointed by Dilip, you are young and you have time. So keep experimenting. I think don't settle. I think that's the best thing, right? Keep experimenting and go there. I have last question before we move to the course. So one of the things that is that we might have students who are in the first year and second year of engineering. They have a long time before they graduate, right? They have at least couple of years or 3 years. Is there anything specific that they should do, or they should continue with all the advice that you have given in the webinar?
Yeah, I think they should definitely continue with all the advice given in the webinar, but I would like to share with you my favorite story, which I heard around a few years back, and which is a story of the bamboo. Okay, so when you actually plant a bamboo tree or a shoot or whatever it's technically called, it takes close to 4 or 5 years to even get the first thing above the ground, right? So typically when you plant a bamboo, for you to see the first few shoots above the ground, it takes 4 or 5 years. So what happens in those 4 or 5 years is it builds the roots. It builds the roots very strongly. So freshers, second year, third year, whichever year you are in, build your roots very, very strong. Go to the fundamentals. Don't be worried about, okay, I need to pick up this, I need to pick up that. Go to the fundamentals. Build strong roots. Once you have built strong roots, then fifth year onwards, you will see an exponential growth. The bamboo shoot reaches its maximum height in just few months after years of putting down the roots. So guys, what I would say is, I have, we talked about getting the fundamentals right. Get your fundamentals right. Get mentors who can give you your right fundamentals, the right guidance overall. Get in groups and study. Do hackathons, and don't do hackathons just because, okay, if I don't win, that is the end of the world. Irrespective of whether you win, you lose, whatever position you get, keep doing hackathons. I think a lot of companies right now, even if you say that you have participated in 20 hackathons and these many positions I have, companies will still take notice of you because you have got that grit and you have made the effort to grow your fundamentals or roots. So one-liner again, grow your roots really well, focus on the fundamentals, focus on coding, strong math, and keep going on data science learning journey, and you are set.
Cool. Thank you, Dilip. Let me share my screen.
Sure,
It'll be
let
great.
me just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, while Subhendu shares his screen, any other questions you guys have, we'll be happy to take one till the screen comes up. And, right. Yeah, I think, it's up.
Yeah, hi guys. As mentioned in earlier part of the call, we are launching our Skilldojo initiative today, and along with Grey Atom, we have come up with a program which is basically the beginning of a data science journey. I would let Dilip mention a little bit about the curriculum and how we are structuring the program, and I'll also add to it and how we are going to help you in getting those skills into the right use, building your portfolio, and also getting connected to the right set of companies. After Dilip.
Sure. So guys, this program, it's a joint collaboration, as I told, between Skilenza and Grey Atom. So in this program, the salient points are you're going to get some self-paced material with recorded lectures on the program, where you will have all this content on Python. How do you basics of coding Python, data analysis using pandas, data visualization, and even the basics of how to build your first models overall. So you have got all this content that is going to be given to you on the platform, along with close to around 160 hands-on exercises. So I am a firm believer, and Grey Atom as such is a firm believer in hands-on learning overall. So you will have lots of hands-on learning. So you got 20 plus hours of recorded lectures. You will have lots of exercises to do in a in-house learning platform called G Labs, which will give access once you come into the program. Along with that, we have got live mentoring sessions. So a lot of the competition that you see, you go to any Udemy course or any MOOCs, right? The main problem with MOOC is you don't learn together synchronously, and you don't have a live mentor to whom you could talk and raise your doubts and understand very clearly. So we even have 16 hours of live mentoring that is built into this program. So industry mentor, some person who is actually doing data science in and out in the industry, he will come and mentor you guys by solving some data science problems. And that analytical mindset that I have shown you, I have talked to you guys about, he actually showcases his analytical mindset while engaging you guys to kind of build that analytical mindset. So the basics, you will learn Python fundamentals, visualizing data sets, analyzing data sets. So you'll be focusing on the data analytics portion in this program. So it is a launchpad program. So this will just get you started on the basics of machine learning and the basics of Python, end-to-end 16 hours live mentoring, 20 hours recorded lectures, around 100 hands-on exercises, more than 10 projects on platform. In addition, you will have some projects which our mentor is also going to solve live and over hands-on learning that is happening overall. Along with that, what we'll do is at the end of 2 months, once you have got your 2 months of learning journey, then you'll have a 1 month hackathon with Skilenza, where you are going to get access to a hackathon where you can apply the skills that you have learned. And if you are done well in the hackathon, you get a very good chance to kind of win prizes and even get some opportunities to intern with some other companies who are sponsoring these hackathons. So if you see this landing page, this website is there for you guys, the Skilldojo Data Science with Python Launchpad, 3 months program. It is a blended program. There is a recorded lecture plus live mentoring, and live mentoring is close to 16 hours, recorded lectures of 20 hours. So if you look at it, 36 plus hours of content overall. And you have a 1 month hackathon after 2 months. And if you have done well in the hackathon, there is prizes, there are some additional certificates you could get, and even, who knows, a chance to even intern in some of the companies in Skilenza's network. Subhendu, would you like to talk more about the hackathon portion?
Sure. Guys, as rightly pointed out by Dilip, learning has to be collaborative, right? And that's why the name Dojo, right? It's a training room. We all get into together, have our hands dirty. So what will happen is once the course is delivered by Dilip and Greatum team, you will get a chance to work on some of the real-time projects. So this will be a 1 month long hackathon with different problem statements. You will get a chance to build your portfolio, and by end of the program, we will monitor everyone's progress, and based on that, we'll have industry partners, startups, and some large companies who are looking at data science, data analytics kind of people. And we will connect them. So while you are subscribing for the program, we will let you know which other companies have already shown interest, and we will tailor your hackathon and your learning experience towards that, right? And as Dilip mentioned, the curriculum is designed in a way where the industry likes it, right? So it is not something very theoretical where you learn and then you still struggle for projects, right? So the idea here is that whatever you learn in the classes, apply that directly in the subsequent hackathon, right? And during the hackathon, as Dilip mentioned, we will have a few more mentoring sessions just in case you need some more help, and you have access to the video lectures, right? So that is the beauty of the program. You have access to the video lectures, you have a discussion forum where you have doubt clearing session, and your real-time projects are going in the hackathon. So everything is combined together. So a course which has been designed understanding the industry, and we'll also bring industry partners. So that's how the whole structure looks like. And we are since we are launching it, if you are interested in the program, let us know. You can directly click on the buy button and proceed with the payment. We already have a discount for the webinar participants. I've already given the discount. And if you want to understand more, feel free to drop us an email or put it on the help button. It's a support tool that we use. We'll just quickly reach out to you and talk to you. So that'll be all from my side. Dilip, anything else you'd like to add for the learners?
So I think, guys, this has been a program that has got fantastic reviews, and we really these are all real reviews that we got for our program overall. and we have consistently done this well, and we have the top class industry mentors. We are very we are very obsessive about feedback, and we really want the learners to have a great learning experience overall. So we definitely do that always. So again, this blended learning is what is the future. And if you're kind of the person who is stuck up with MOOCs overall, this is the way to go.
Yeah. So Dilip, there are a couple of questions. Let's address that. So one is there is a they want the support number. We'll share that with you. Then Jaya is asking how much class session per week, and how much time does she need to spend per week?
Sure. Let me take a question. So because it's a blended learning, so you have got some self-paced learning that will happen throughout the week with the exercises and the the projects on the platform or the G Labs platform that we're going to give access to. So that you will have to spend close to 1 to 2 hours per week. Okay, that is a self-paced learning. Class sessions, there'll be 2 hours every week. So you'll have 8 sessions in total, 2 hours per session. That is close to 16 hours. This is excluding the hackathon mentoring also that's going to happen. So you have 1 class per week. So giving you a good time to kind of do your self-paced learning, then come to class prepared, then learn the class overall with the live mentor. So 2 hours of live learning, then you have got around 8 sessions of live learning, 16 hours, 20 hours of recorded material along with some 100 to 120 assignments and 10 plus projects which you do in the weekday. And typically what we recommend is on a weekday when you don't have the class, we would like you to spend 1 to 2 hours by yourself self-learning. So 1 to 2 hours if you do self-learning, that will be more than sufficient to kind of complete the portions well within the time. So 1 to 2 hours per day is our recommendation.
Yeah, and as pointed out by Dilip in the first thing, right, the prerequisite to become a data science, I think grit and hard work. That is what we expect. Obviously, we are there to help you out in your learning journey, and with the right set of mentors, content, industry connects, projects. But it has to be, we need two to tango, right? So we need you and us both together to make this journey successful. So guys, if you have any more question, we'll be happy to take. Otherwise, we'll call it a day, and we'll wrap the session. And anybody else, any questions? Otherwise, feel free to drop us an email or put it on the help button.
So guys, all the very, very best for you guys in your future. And thanks for coming to this webinar, and thanks for all the interaction. So really a vibrant audience we had here. Everybody was participating very well and bearing with the little technical disturbances we had in between. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys very much for participating and learning over here. And please do stay in touch. And if you have got any queries, feel free to drop us an email or use the help button on the website, and we will be there to kind of help you out. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dilip. I think we'll call it a day. Thank you guys for joining us. And I totally agree with Dilip. It was an amazing session. Everybody participated. So it was like your ML 101 just got kickstarted. So feel free to talk to us. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye.